Gomez and the parties agreed to the following general items. Ms. Gomez and Ms. Stahr were duly appointed commissioners with the PCBEC during the lead up to the conduct of the 2020 general election through its certification on November 18, 2020. Ms. Gomez was chair of the PCBEC during this period. Both Ms. Gomez and Ms. Stahr attended the required SBEC training. That the minutes of the PCBEC meetings were duly approved and appropriately filed by the PCBEC during 2020. That there were YouTube and Facebook Live recordings posted and linked on the PCBEC webpage, and that they are actual recordings of what happened, the events in which they depict, including the meetings of the PCBEC. However, those recordings are incomplete because sometimes the sound was off and the video could not capture everyone that was in the room. The video only had one perspective. That there was that the tabulation process, and this is the vote tabulation process, resulted in an inclusion of 327 disqualified ballots.
327
The Commission became aware of the inclusion of disqualified ballots on or about November 12, 2020, during the duly called meeting, and by the presentation of a memo and statements by Commission Director Mr. Pope, and that his memo is included in the record and speaks for itself. The Commission made two certification decisions. The first was made during a duly called meeting of the PCBEC on November 16, 2020, in which they withheld certification of House District 32 results because of pending litigation. The Commission made, at a subsequent meeting, made the certification decision for House District 32, and that was during a duly called meeting on November 18, 2020, following the Circuit Court ruling that there were no legal grounds for a hearing on the election contest until the election results had been certified by the Commission. At both certification meetings, the Commission was aware and knew that the election results included disqualified ballots which had been tabulated in such a way as they could not be culled from the totals. That the Commission discussed the inclusion of disqualified ballots during their duly called meeting on or about November 12, 2020. And again, during the duly called meeting on or about November 13, 2020. That the tabulation and certified results included 300 some odd disqualified ballots. That on November 6, 2020, Commissioner Stahr shared that improvements can be made to the best practices and procedures, including a better tracking system, having an accurate number of ballots, that started with a number of ballots that have been processed, how many are in a box, so that at the end of the day, an accurate number can be provided when requested. That on or about November 6, 2020, because of an incident allegedly involving Mr. Camp, the Deputy Director, the prior day, he was denied the ability to touch open absentee ballots for the duration of the general election or the runoff. That during the ballot remaking process, a poll worker, Catherine Dunlop, and as later learned at the direction of Director Pope, processed ballot materials in the PCBEC offices behind a keypad locked door, wherein the ballot materials were separated from their ballots. That approximately 1 hour later, Catherine Dunlop returned to the primary conference room, wherein duplicates were being made of damaged ballots, wherein she deposited an unknown number of ballots to be remade, which were from the materials that were separated outside of public view. That on November 9th, 2020, a discrepancy was discovered wherein the spreadsheet reflected 22 additional names because they were added to the spreadsheet after the commissioners had reviewed the curable ballots. reviewed 1,615 provisional absentee ballots that were submitted without a copy of their ID, but they signed the optional verification of identity. From the physical review of the 1,615 provisional absentee optional signed ballots, commissioners identified 13 provisional absentee ballots that would not be counted because of the optional verification of identity was not signed and the voter did not provide ID. Brian Poe admitted the counting of the 327 ineligible ballots happened because of an error, and he took full responsibility. He did so in a memo, and that memo speaks for itself. The Pulaski County Election Commission staff were employed and worked at the direction of and can only be disciplined, removed, or replaced by County Judge Barry Hyde. County Attorney Adam Oakland advised the Pulaski County Election Commission to certify the 2020 election results, including the 327 ineligible ballots. The respondents, Ms. Gomez and Commissioner Stahr, were denied access to the PCEC building, Pulaski County Board of Election Commission building, at times during the election process. The respondents, Ms. Gomez and Commissioner Stahr, were denied physical access to their office building by the election staff at times during the election process. The respondents, Ms. Gomez and Commissioner Stahr, had no remote electronic access to their own commission documents during the time relevant to the investigation. The Election Commission staff told the respondents, Ms. Gomez and Commissioner Stahr, they did not work for them and did not have to follow their directives. The respondents did not have regular access to voting machines, counting machines, or the secure ballot counting room, except during meetings, commission meetings, or when those spaces were open to the public. The respondents, Ms. Gomez and Commissioner Stahr, had no access to Pulaski County Election Commission computers located in the commission offices. A member of the Pulaski County Election Commission staff, on at least one occasion, told poll workers they were not allowed to talk to election commissioners. For AR people, a third-party group was allowed access by staff and the county attorney to the disqualified absentees the same day as the erroneous tabulation of certain ballots. Those are the matters we have stipulated to this fact.
I have one question for you. There was a line under as to issue 4 before you got to your additions regarding the election night reports.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. There is no record of the election night reporting, including the number of UCOVA and provisional ballots available from the PCEC staff or from the Secretary of State.
I have a question. In the part that you read, that the staff could not be disciplined